Hello everyone, welcome on my YouTube channel Guy vs PC. Today we are going to be facing a Python and its module Tkinter. Tkinter, by the way, is a module that allows you to create user interface applications. So imagine window with buttons, combo boxes, text boxes, and all the kind of stuff that you as a user can interact with. And at the first time when I opened Tkinter, I said, oh my god, this looks like Windows 98. But believe me, don't underestimate Tkinter because you can create modern looking layouts, applications which just looks amazing. So another advantage is that as it is built within the Python itself, so it's part of the core program of the Python. Tkinter provides stability, so you won't rely or you won't have problem in the future with the dependencies, or it doesn't require other dependencies. So it's a very reliable unit, and in this series of the videos I will be showing you the things which I have learned, because I'm currently on a journey on learning Tkinter. So we are going to basically learn alongside together. So whatever I post is whatever I learned, and you can learn too. And I really appreciate if you add me comments, if you press like, if you subscribe, so you know all the stuffs which are below the window. Just press everything. And also give me some suggestions if you have any project in mind and so on, so I can get inspired too. And for this purpose today we are going to start with the basic elements of the Tkinter, and we are going to be creating a calculator, and very simple calculator. So that will require basically to create front-end layout, so Tkinter, but also we are going to make some calculations behind, so we are going to use certain functionality, but everything just with Tkinter, yeah? So to import Tkinter, we say import Tkinter as tk, and there are several ways how you can import module inside. You can say import Tkinter as tk, so we are using alias tk, but also you can say import Tkinter, that's it. And also you can say from Tkinter import and everything. So I always use just this first one, and why? It's because there are two reasons why. So first is that I visually understand what module I'm accessing, but also computer knows which exact I want to access. And this is basically very good to like kind of practice, just to use this alias, because sometimes what can happen is that if you have many modules, there can be some ambiguous names that basically will be like in a conflict. So if you have a class that is named Apple, and one module have the same class Apple and another have same class Apple, the computer will then ask you, okay, but decide which one you want to access to. So it's very good convention to use the alias tk. So we are going to stick just with that, and we are going to create a window, and it's very simple. You just say root, for example. You can place up, win, whatever, but I'm using root, and you say tk.tk. So with tk I'm accessing module and I'm accessing tk class, and I'm storing it as a root. So root is now a reference where to go. And remember, you can have just one main window per application. If you want more windows, you can say something like subwin equal tk.top level. And top level is basically another window that will appear on top of this main window, and you can have as many top levels as you want. In the next video I will show you actually how we can do that. It's not so complicated, but I will make it in such a way that you can be very flexible, and it will just work 100%. So looking forward for that. But for this video, for this purpose, we are going to skip this part, and we are going to actually run the application. So we are going to access function main loop. Main loop, it's a loop And as you are familiar probably with the games, that loop is something that is constantly running and is constantly recalculating. So when you have a player that is moving or objects, the computer needs always recalculate it. With Tkinter is a bit different. It's still loop, but it's event type of loop. So it runs at the beginning, yeah, it loads it loads the program, it gets into the memory, it's stored there, and there is like laying and waiting. And when you press a button, which is called basically event, it triggered action, and then it wakes up, and then it does the things that it needs to do, and then again it kind of falls asleep. So you can imagine it like that. So it's event type of loop, and basically that's it. We can just run it and we have our first window. So by default it's a TK and its size is like small, you can resize it whatsoever. So this is very simple way how we can create a window. We can of course define a geometry to that if you want to make it bigger. In next video probably I will show you also how to make it dynamically to appear on the full screen. So depending on your screen it will adjust its size. But for now we are going to stick with the with a static numbers, which is going to be 720 pixel by 720 pixel, and we are going to also define a title, and we are going to say calculator. Nice. So now when I run it, amazing. We have title, we have a size. Good. Now we are going to create a display. So we say display equal tk access me tk module text. It's going to be a text, and the first argument in these widgets is always where is my window. In this case it is a root. Now when I run it, nothing will appear because it still needs to know where you want me to be located. And to where you want to have it located, you can use three methods. There are just three: pack, grid, and place. Pack is like stacking. You have a box, you have a books, and you are placing them on top of each other. Grid is column and rows. So you are defining positions by columns and rows. So it's a column equal to 1, row equal to 0. Basically 0 means 1 is the first, yeah, it's starting from 0, and obviously the root. So we are creating like a grid which we are going to use for our keypad. And place use x and y coordinates, so we say x 100 pixel and say y 100 pixel, and obviously we need to say where is my window, so we say root. Most of the time you are going to be using pack because it's the simplest one, and it also dynamically resize and move the buttons according to the size of the window. Grid is more predetermined because you have columns and rows, so it's very structurized. It's not so dynamic. The item doesn't move; they stick on its place. So when you are creating like two box menu and you want to have like flexible, so whenever you move you want to also move the objects inside, grid is not the best way. But if you want to have like something concrete and static, grid is the best way. Place is very different. It basically provides you with these numbers kind of availability, or it gives you opportunity to play with it as you want. So you can create a loop that plays buttons every 20 inches from the other button, and etc. You can play with it as you want. I'm not using so much place, and in this scenario we are not going to use place, we are going to use grid and pack. So let's say display that's pack, and that's it. As easy as it is. So we have created a text box. Obviously I don't want to have it so much height or so much big, so I say height, and I want to have just one line. So height 1 means one line. So now when I run it, voila, we have it on the top. I want to also determine how many letters I can I will be able to add. So I say width, let's say 10, and also I want to have different letters like format. So I say Arial, and let's go for 40. I want to have it big. So now when I run it, you see you can type 10 letters. But if, for example, now I say fill equal and then X, so I want to fill from the very left corner to the very right corner, so horizontally. So it will basically override the rule of having just 10 letters. Yeah. Remember, doesn't mean that you're going to see just 10. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's going to store just 10 letters. You can use as much as you want, but just 10 are going to appear on the display. In this case, as we are using the fill argument, is basically extending those 10 letters to I don't know how many are there. So that's it. And now we are going to create another pack. So as the code is reading, or how the so as the program is reading the code, it basically plays the pack and then reads another pack, so it's underneath and then underneath, so we're just stacking the packs. And we are going to create a pack which is going to be a frame, and inside this frame is going to be our grid. So we say frame, we say button frame equal, and you say tk.frame where root, yeah, button frame that pack, and that's it. And now we are going to create a button which is equal to tk.button, and we are going to assign it to the button frame. But still, I can actually do just button 1 and I can say pack. But in this case, we are going to use grid, so we are going to create grid inside our pack frame. So we're going to say grid, and we say column 0, row 0, so that means it's going to be in the top left corner. Nice. And here I want to also assign the text itself. I want to have a font like this, and I want to define a text, and it's going to be number 1. Now when I run it, we have beautiful button. So now it comes to the most boring, no, it's the most exciting part, and it's copy and paste. For those which are more smarter than me, you can use ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT for you to create a layout, and actually I can do that, but let's do it manually. Let's just actually do the hard work. So 6, 9, 12, 15, and plus another one, so I think it needs to be 16. And we are going to just rename everything manually. So like that. So we are going to create now layout, the grid of all buttons. Yeah. 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 0, 0, and this is going to be addition. This is going to be subtraction. So like subtraction. This is going to be multiplication, so say multi. This is going to be division, dividing, so divide. Nice. Oh, I didn't want to like that, so like that, and we'll say grid. Amazing, and this is going to be clear, and this is going to be button clear, same, and this is going to be result, or you can say equal, but I stick with that. Obviously now we need to change also the text for all of them, so this is going to be 2, this is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really, if you want, just skip it, put it in the ChatGPT, it will populate you if you are lazy. So this is going to be plus, this is going to be a minus, but we are going to a little bit play with our brain to kind of visualize where we are actually placing the things. So we are going to kind of train our visual memory. So multiplication, and this is going to be a division, this is going to be capital C, and this is going to be the equal sign. Nice, amazing. Okay, so now we just need to change the position. So this is going to be in second column, this is going to be in the last column, this is going to be already in another row. The same with this one. This is going to be column 1, 2, and this is going to be in a row 2. Row 2. This is going to be another column, and we have here button 1, and button 1 I want to place in the first column on the left bottom corner, and it will be a row 3, so I'm trying to kind of visualize it. Next to it I want to have equal sign, so I want to have this one again in a row 3, and I want to have column 1, but I'm going to use column span, and I'm going to get integer 2, which means merge me 2 cells, so that equal button is going to be just in the middle because it's a merged cell. It merged two cells together. And then next to it I would like to add division. I'm going to actually it doesn't need to be division. I want to put a division. Let me see, where is it? So I'm going to add this one in the row 3, and this is going to be column 2. So let me see, how does it look like so far? I'm missing somewhere a letter. This should be 2. Let's see. Okay, so C is here, which is incorrect. This I'm going to place here, but this is alright. So let me just place C on the right corner on the top. So this is going to be column 3, I believe. And then we go for the plus sign, which is this at 1, and we are going to place this in a row 0, so on the top, but the last column, which is going to be 3, this is going to be, everything is going to be on 3, but I just go underneath. This is which one? This is, okay, this is alright. So 1, 2, and that should be. Let's see. Looks good. Here I want to add actually plus, so where is my plus button? Addition, and I want to add column 3, so it needs to be column 4 then I think. No, it's too much away. So it needs to be column 3 and row 1. Okay, this is going to be row 2. Let's see, how does it look nice. And then minus, so its subtraction needs to be in a row 3. No, 3, 2, this is the problem, so this needs to be in a 3. Nice. Okay, so C plus minus multiplication and division, and equal is in the middle. but I don't have space for equal to be merged cells, so I'm going to delete that one, and I'm going to have everything just like that. So okay, it took a couple of minutes, but we have it, and now we need to focus on making it bigger and making it spread across our window layout. So first thing what we need to do is we need to kind of expand it. So what we can do, we have to actually expand the frame itself. So this frame I need to expand. So I could say like button frame that column configure, and this is going to be column, first column, and I'm going to say weight, and I'm going to say, let's say 20. Now when I run it, nothing has changed, and it's because I need to allow, I need to frame to allow to be expanded. So I need to say extend, expand is true, and I want to also fill the button, and I want to fill it both. So now when I run it, you can see it created 20, like weight is a 20. I do not know how that actually is calculated, but it did kind of invisible cell that is so wide, and the one is in the middle, the buttons are in the middle. Obviously we want to create it for each individual column, but that will be like tedious job, you know, to go and just you know, copy paste and this all kind of stuff and change one by one. What we can do instead, we can create a loop. So we are going to say something like for e in range, and we are going from 1 to 4, so to 4, and instead of this 0 we are going to place our iterant, and the same we are going to use for a column, for the rows. So we say row configure, and we can adjust it to 1 just as a unit. So everything is going to be spread equally. So now when I run it, I have amazing result. Yeah, so I cannot see the cell or the grid itself, but it is there because everything is in the middle, so it's equally allocated. As you can see, the buttons have like a funky size, like this for example this subtraction minus symbol is slimmer than, for example, the C, because the C letter is bigger. And I want to make all buttons equally large and also be aligned next to each other. So for that one we are going to use argument which is called sticky. So you can imagine like we are sticking north, south, east and west to the borders of that invisible grid in a cell. So we say sticky and just simply place news. So north, east, west, south, so news. And now when I run it, you can see that the button 1 has been sticked to the all sides of this invisible grid. And obviously now again the same routine. If you are smarter, you can use ChatGPT or AI and ask to do that for you. I'm going to do it manually again. So just like that. Maybe I'm faster than ChatGPT. Let me see. Getting stuck. Come on, who is faster, you or me? I'm faster. Yes, I did it faster than you, I believe. So looks amazing. So I know that probably we are missing still the dot, so you can place decimal numbers, but I'm not going to bother that. I'm not going to bother. So we have C to clear, 0 here, to result, and all functionalities here on the side. So now we need to actually get input into the display. So for that we are going to use a lambda function, which is basically function that returns the value within the variable itself. So our variable is button 1 and we are going to return value and place it into the display. So we are going to say command lambda and we say display that, and now we have two main methods. So we can use get or insert. Get means get me the value from the text, or insert the value. So we say get, and this is very Tkinter specific. We need to define where is the location, where you want to place it. And I want to always place it at the end of my string. So whatever is inside the text box, I want to add at the end, and what? Number 1. This is what I'm going to do, yeah? So now when I run it, and I press 1, it won't run because I have an error somewhere. So command lambda 1 display. I think it should be alright. What it says, but text index 1. Sorry, my mistake. It needs to be insert. I didn't notice. So now it should work. So yeah, so get means get me the value, and now insert the value. So we are inserting number 1, so it's working. So again, we need to do the most exciting job, and that means to place it everywhere. So again, let's see who's going to be faster. And obviously for clear and the result sign, we are going to use different function. And for this one, we need to change the values. For this one, it needs to be a string. So we are going to say addition, subtraction. This is going to be multiplication, and this is going to be dividing. And now when I run it, you can say 3 plus 6. And now we need to create a function that will actually evaluate the result. And as I said, we are going to use exactly evaluate, and it's actually a Python function that takes the string and changes it to the expression, yeah? So for example, if I use in a terminal, I say 6 plus 3, and I evaluate it, I run it, it gives me as output 9. And that's exactly what eval is doing. It's actually taking your string, which is going to be on our display, so it's going to be 6 plus 9. This is going to take, and it's going to convert it and evaluate whatever is inside. So we are going to create simple function, which is going to be def calculate, and we are going to assign an expression, and this expression is going to be display, and we say now get, so I want to get something, and I'm going to get, and now listen, yeah? So the first argument basically means you need to say something like this. What does it mean? The letter or the number 1 is first line, so get me first line, and the 0 means first letter. And I want to get everything, so I want to go till tk that end. So everything from the very beginning, I want to start from beginning till the very end. Now I need to calculate it, so let's say that I store it as a result, and I say eval, and I give it an argument as an expression. And now I need to clear the field because I'm getting the value, I'm evaluating the expression, so I'm actually making the result. And I want to now clear display and add this result on the display. And we can, for that we can create another function which is going to be called clear, def clear display, and we are going to just say very simple thing, just display dot delete. And what we want to delete, we want to delete from first line till tk dot end. So that's clear display, and we can actually add it here, and also we can add it to our letter C. So we say command and we say clean display, and here we are going to get into a display and we are going to insert, and we are going to insert it from very beginning. And what we want to add, a result. And obviously now we need to assign this function to our button, so to the equal sign, and we say command and calculate. Now when I run it, it gets into the error, and it because I use compound, I should use command. Okay, now let's run it. So 3 plus 6 equal to 9, minus 8 equal to 1. But what if I say minus 09? Yeah, what will happen? Yeah, we get error, syntax error, but nothing show up on our output. Yeah, so what I want to do, I want also the calculator to show us, okay, error, you cannot calculate that. To do that, we are going to use try and except statement, and we are going to say try. Obviously it needs to be intended correctly, so try this, and if it doesn't work, go and make exception, except, and we are going to say display dot insert, and what I want to start from the very beginning, and I want to add error as on a string, so error. Nice. So now when I run it and I say 09 minus 8 is equal to error, and obviously I don't want to have that expression, I want to first clear it off. So I want to just clear it off. Okay, that's it. Let's see if everything working. So I say 3 plus 6 is equal to 9, minus 09 is error, because we cannot calculate it. So thank you for watching. This video is over, and now it's just up to you to try and test what you have learned. In next video we are going to focus again on Tkinter, but probably something more complex. So really looking forward for that, and don't forget to use your brain and to code a lot.